Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Heels Up. I am Vlad St. Valentine. With me is the only one who matters, Mr. Reggie Lincoln. How are you, sir?
Oh, doing great. How you doing, sir?
Oh, dude, I am excellent. So, today we'll be reviewing the, what the hell day is it? The 7/17 episode of Smackdown, the go-home show before Extreme Rules horror show. I feel like I gotta do a funny voice anytime I say horror show.
Horror show. Oh, and the band's back together.
The band is back together.
Yes.
Caden survived his terminal case of the clap.
Cheers to you, buddy. We missed you.
All right, so unfortunately, we won't lie to you guys. We had to kind of like catch up here tonight. We missed the first 30 minutes, so we kind of had to watch the Cesaro Big E match.
The highlight of it.
Yeah, the kind of highlights, and got to see the end of it. Big E putting the stretch on Cesaro, which was a cool move to see him bust out.
Oh yeah, of course. Like, a lot of strength involved in this match.
But the stakes for this match were whoever wins gets to pick the stipulation for the match at Extreme Rules Horror Show.
Horror show.
Where was the spooky ghost noise?
I didn't know I was supposed to do it every time.
All right, we'll remember it next time. We'll remember it in the next episode.
You threw off my groove.
I'll make it up to you. Just keep going.
All right, so Cesaro ends up getting out of the big stretch, gets a swing on Big E, back and forth a little bit. He puts a submission on him, and Big E's powering out. Nakamura lays Kofi out on the side, and then kicks Big E while the ref is distracted.
The ref had to duck out of the way of a move while she was distracted. That's when Nakamura came with the big kick to him,
which allows Cesaro to lock Aaron or hit the neutralizer.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. That was it.
So again, another goofy move right up there with the Styles Clash. That I
think so.
I'm not a big fan of either one of those. They just look silly. They're just kind of falling
forward.
forward.
A lot of strength to do.
Oh, it doesn't. I'm not saying it's not hard to do. All these are hard to do. I'm just saying as far as the impact goes, like you're picking the dude up and just kind of falling forward on him. Like it seems like you get more impact out of a power bomb or a lot of other things that people do. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of the Styles Clash. That one just seems awkward as shit. Anyway, all right. So Cesaro gets the win over Big E. So he and Shinsuke get to pick the
stipulation. But they decided to go ahead and pull the table out after the attack.
After that, Kofi gets back up. They attack Cesaro and Shinsuke with the tables out. They're going to put Cesaro through the table. Nakamura grabs him. They bail out. And we have a little bit of a spoiler here. We checked the card on, or we, I say we.
Yeah, we.
Credit. Caden checked the card for us. And what is the match that they decided on for TLC? Or I fucked it up.
Let
me try this again. So I want to let him do it. So we've got a little bit of a spoiler here for this episode.
It's funny you can leave that in there because actually I double checked, and it's just a tables match from several other ones.
That's what I thought.
Reported, not a TLC.
Oh, so there is some speculation out there now. Okay, so tables match or TLC match, but either way, someone's getting wood.
Exactly. Someone's getting wood.
All right,
Maybe
so
Xavier Woods.
Here's hoping, man. We missed that, gentleman. We joined the show in the middle of a moment of bliss, and the Golden Role Models were coming out to share
Of course.
They were out to share their special brand of annoying. But apparently, Miss Bliss had a surprise guest for Moment of Bliss, and that was the Raw Women's Champion, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. Always good to see her on television. As soon as she shows up, the Golden Role Models attack Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. Asuka gets in, joins the scrum, and the BS, as we call them now.
Yeah, BS.
Bayley and Sasha. They bail out to the outside, and we're going to come back to a tag team match with BS, the champions, versus Asuka and Nikki. Nikki early on, then distracting the ref, and they're Bayley or Sasha, whoever's the other person, getting all their shots in, and eventually she gets the hot tag to Asuka.
Asuka cleans house.
And then she traps Sasha in the apron a la Nikki, you know.
Oh yeah.
Which, you know, lets homage, gives her the beating, tags Nikki in. Nikki gets her shots in. Sasha drops below. Bailey tries to do the little, you know, jump between the post thing there, you know, through the apron and get Nikki, but she gets caught in the apron too, so they both get their little apron skirt butt whooping.
Of course.
So
And
after that, though, you know, she's dazed from that butt whooping. Then all of a sudden, here comes nonstop. Here comes Asuka off the apron with the running knee, and then Nikki hops up there and gives Sasha the crossbody. So, and then they end the segment with hopping on top of the announce tables and both doing their little dances and shaking their asses and doing their little thing.
yeah.
It was nice to see them having some fun, especially at the tag team's expense, since they've been doing some kind of bratty, you know, having the water break kind of thing. You know, it's nice to see them kind of down and out for just a second, even though they did go on to win this match. Coming out of the commercial break after that, it was a little bit more back and forth because they were letting Nikki look a little bit strong, but eventually Asuka and Sasha get into the outside. Asuka gets taken out, and then
Bailey gets another dirty pin.
rolls up Nikki.
Nikki.
Puts her feet on the ropes, gets the dirty pin again. So it's a roll-up victory, but at least it's, you know, one that's, I guess, continuing on with the storyline. So.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm kind of tired of seeing the roll-up pin from her now.
Like, I guess
I really
the Manatees, you know, I guess they're getting more clever with the only two balls they have in the arsenal.
It's not just the roll-up pin, like roll-up pin with the feet on the ropes. Like, is she ever going to do her finisher again? I don't know. All right. So after the women's tag team match, we go to a backstage segment between The Miz and John Morrison, where The Miz actually explains in movie roles how he's a hero.
Well, apparently Morrison has a match with the Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman, tonight. And he is noticeably and reasonably quite concerned about this match.
I understand why. I know from experience, unfortunately.
Miz tries to talk him up by saying, you know, hey, we're like movie guys, and in the movies, heroes always slay the monsters, so you're going to be a hero. And he's like, yeah. And you're kind of like that hero's buddy who steps up to fight the monster when the hero's not ready.
Yeah, like, no, I don't. Like he said, I'm not good with horror films, man. He's not a horror film guy.
It's like, yeah, I'm not a horror film guy, but you look ready.
Yeah. Yeah, you got this on your own, buddy.
Yeah, no. You know those sacrifices that Seth Rollins keeps going on about on Monday nights? That's exactly what Morrison was tonight to Braun Strowman. So we get
because once we went to commercial break and came back,
we had a pseudo Firefly Funhouse from the swamp.
Which that was pretty intense.
Yeah, it's nice to see the Firefly Funhouse getting picked up for more seasons and getting a bigger budget. They're going to go on location and stuff. I thought for sure when they went to the swamp we were going to be have a cameo from Kermit the Frog. Like, who doesn't want to see Bray and Kermit the Frog singing the Rainbow Connection?
Oh, those puppets on the Firefly Funhouse will eat him alive.
What? Literally.
Like Mercy will destroy Kermit.
With some of that Rambling Rabbit sauce?
Exactly. See, you know
why are there so many songs about rainbows?
Oh, Mercy.
Come on, guys, join in. Why aren't you singing along? Why are you looking at me like that?
Oh, Mercy.
You know what? I've been cucked by a fat pig for fucking 40 years. This can't be any worse.
Yeah. All right. But, yes. So, it was a pretty intense segment there with Bray Wyatt.
Bray was cutting on his classic promos in the swamp again, putting on some real old school Bray Wyatt charm, lying on his swamp.
Yeah, we missed that Bray Wyatt too.
I do too. I'm glad he's intermixing with what he's doing now, and he didn't just go fully back to that gimmick already. Like, I'm liking the Firefly Funhouse Bray, and I like the idea of again, I've said it before, I like the idea of the three faces of Bray, so I hope they go that direction.
Yeah, I love it too, man.
So after the promo's over, Braun comes out. And he cuts a promo, and he cuts the promo looking at, you know, Miz and Morrison, but like he's cutting the promo to Bray. Let's face it. So
yeah, pretty much,
you know, and
conquering his fears and everything like that.
And he says he's going to go back home and, you know, take Bray down and, you know, destroy the monster and yada yada yada. And then he goes out there and he just takes all of his anger out on like
poor John Morrison, man.
Like, John Morrison is not Bray
That guy-
Wyatt, dude.
That guy took a beating, man.
Like, he almost did a face turn just by walking out on his own volition later when they tried to bring the stretchers out.
I know, right?
That was almost one of those, like, Rudy sort of moments.
Oh, my goodness.
So, whatever happened to that guy?
I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do a story on him one day.
Maybe you should. So, yeah, there's not much to say about this match. It was mostly just Braun just beating the piss out of Morrison, and Morrison being a really good sport about it.
Yeah. Then one good power slam, and Morrison was done, man.
But during the match, we got to see a little bit of the old school Bray. He started doing his sinister, looking down, evil stare, playing up, a little bit of that personality from the Wyatt family coming back a little bit. He even busted out the triangle choke bear hug maneuver before hitting the power slam for the win. But I like how it's happening slowly with Braun, but if they keep going through the storylines that fighting with the Fiend changes you, I mean, I've said before, I hope this is where they're going with this.
I hope this is where they're going to. After Morrison walked out on his own power, while Morrison is walking out, we get an entrance from Lacey Evans.
Dressed as Rosie the River this time around, which I thoroughly endorse.
Yes,
Good look for her.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And so this leads into a match between Lacey Evans and Naomi.
Fighting over a karaoke contest, especially since they both sucked, it's a terrible reason
They're
to
not
fight.
the best singers. I love them as wrestlers.
I do too. But I will take it. As dumb as that is, I will take it just to get to see them on television again, because it feels like it's been forever.
They're great competitors. They really are.
I enjoy Naomi a lot. It feels like she went from being champion to just not being on television because of the association with the Usos and the that was the DWI one of them had or whatever. So
it's like when you go down, your spouse goes down with you.
Yeah, and your siblings and just everyone associated with your gimmick on television because they can't show the rest of them. So it is what it is. I don't know, man. It's unfortunate, but it's unfortunate. But I just really wish that. I know everyone can't be in the limelight, be the strongest person, be winning all the time. But again, it all just seems so bipolar. The booking seems very bipolar. We have bipolar manatees, guys.
But I'll tell you, because
they've run out of balls. Their clean finished balls are crusted over, and now I just diagnosed them with bipolar disorder. These poor manatees. No wonder they can't write a good fucking story. Damn it. Oh.
Lacey Evans gets the win.
She does some creative offense, and she ties Naomi's hair up on the ropes. She gets her hair entangled. She backs right into a woman's right, which Lacey Evans just delivers with all sorts of authority. Takes the girl out there, unfortunately, and Naomi eats a pin. I guess Lacey Evans is back to being a heel.
Yeah, I guess that's what the purpose of the karaoke contest was for. To turn Lacey heel.
Again, I wouldn't have leaned. You can't lean hard in the paint about how she's a patriot and a soldier and then try and flip-flop back to the...
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess with the tide's turning, I guess that's the easier way to go, right? So after the match between Naomi and Lacey Evans, we cut backstage and we had an interview with Jeff Hardy and, was it Charlie? Was that who was talking to him?
Yeah, Charlie Caruso.
Charlie was asking him, why would you accept a match from Sheamus and play to his games? Isn't going to a bar and having a barroom fight dangerous for you? Bitch, he's not drinking. He's having a fight. He's not going to sit down and have a damn cocktail halfway through it. Can I get a Mai Tai? And, hits a swanton while he's got it.
I don't know.
That'd be a hell of a keg stand, though, yeah?
Yeah.
That would be.
Just saying,
this is Jeff Hardy we're talking about, not APA. Where they drink and fight at the same time.
Or wrestles for...
He said Scott Hall both times. Inspiration and face down his demons, and then that snorefest of a face promo was interrupted by Sheamus, who I guess is finally left the bar at his house. I guess he's dry finally.
Yeah. I guess so. I feel like I've seen this story before, though.
Yeah, he must have run out of Jameson and Guinness because he showed up here, live for the first time in a while. Attacks Jeff, tells Jeff that, Jeff can't escape his demons, but Sheamus is going to help him exorcise them on, next Friday.
Next Friday.
On Smackdown. Because apparently...
Not on Extreme Rules.
It's not going to be Extreme Rules. Apparently all this build-up, and all this time dedicated to it each week and bringing out a whole damn bar. And we're not going to pay it off at a pay-per-view. So we're just going to do it at
we're just going to do it on SmackDown.
On SmackDown. But, hey, man, I guess you got to have good stuff. And, I guess, it's on network television. There might be people who just watch on network television. I guess they have to have some storylines that begin and end their whole way through.
Not everybody has a network, so...
I rage quit it after everyone got fired, so there's that.
I still got the network.
I'm gonna be watching it through like the store window at Sears, like the rest of the orphans. But all right, so after the match, after that surprise interview there, we cut to Bayley and Sasha walking around backstage,
gloating and everything.
Go ahead.
But yeah, it was the same thing. Then they cut to a scene with Nikki and.
Go ahead.
What? Oh, okay. But then they cut into a scene with Nikki and Alexa. It seems like Nikki is losing her confidence.
All right.
You all right?
Okay.
All right, cool. Yeah, but it seems like Nikki is losing her confidence.
Yeah, Nikki says, she straight up says she's losing her confidence and she's worried she's going to
lose.
Just in a quick roll-up fashion, the way she did here, just kind of, out of nowhere, just lose it. So she's feeling a little bad, and then you hear Bayley cackling in the distance, and that just...
Oh, that sets Nikki off. So
can you blame her? I mean, come on.
Now we're seeing a more serious Nikki. Like, we're seeing someone who's going to be intense. But, I'll explain it in my prediction video later, what I think is going to happen and why. But we're seeing why I think is going to happen. So, but it's great to see.
How's that for a teaser for the next video, y'all? You gotta watch the next one.
Yeah, watch the next one.
Spoilers. All right.
Subscribe, please.
All right. So after Nikki jumps, Bayley and Alexa pulls her off. We cut to AJ cutting his pre-match promo.
He says what's gonna happen. He predicts that he's gonna win, of course, because you're not gonna say you're gonna lose. And, pretty
usual shtick. You just cut over this. He does a promo. Matt does a promo. Riddle does a promo.
Then we go into a Matt Riddle promo, bro.
Where Matt Riddle was just baked out of his damn gourd, and somebody had again, I don't think Matt has the cognition because all right, look, we all know that marijuana, everyone says it fries your brain cells. It doesn't. It just kills your short-term memory. So Matt has no ability, as baked as he is. He's like RVD on the set of Up in Smoke baked. That's how baked he is regularly. He's perma-fried. That's how you get that voice, by being perma-fried since the age of 14. It's not something that just happens naturally unless you live in California. Then you just get it from osmosis. But, he's he can't remember his lines because he's got no short-term memory, and Vince rewrites them up to the last second. So, that's the reason why he looks and reads the cards like that. It's not because of his Broseph image. It's because someone had to go get butcher paper and those giant fuck-off Crayola crowns and write out his stuff phonetically for him, because God knows if he can read or not, and place it over here next to him. So he's they're like, hey, if you read this, we'll give you some more Maui Wowie. And he's just like, I'm gonna win, bro. All right. That's how you get a Matt Riddle promo.
Don't hurt him.
Don't beat me up, Matt Riddle, because you can whip the shit out of me.
After both guys cut their promos and everything, we go into the main event, which was the Intercontinental Championship match between Matt Riddle and AJ Styles. Which...
the Phenomenal One versus the Original Bro.
Yeah. And it was what we thought it was.
But not in a bad way, man. You were expecting something great from these two, and we got something great from these two.
Exactly. So it starts off, AJ gets some shots in, Matt Riddle gets some shots in, and Matt Riddle starts getting over on him with some slams.
This match, even the commentators pointed out, it seemed like AJ was fighting from behind a little bit of it. Matt kind of had his number for most of it. Matt was obviously stronger. He had the reach. He's got the striking ability. Even though AJ's got a great striking ability, Matt's striking game was a little bit better, it seemed, which led AJ to one point in time start attacking Matt's left leg, trying to work that over, trying to take away his kicking strikes and things like that.
But, he showed Matt Riddle's good, but he's the veteran. And he's showing veteran smarts in this match.
But Matt will eventually got back on top and worked in a nice little flurry where he gave him like the bro to sleep into a power bomb and then held onto the power bomb and just flipped him over to his front, hit him with a running knee. It was a beautiful combo.
Beautiful.
We had a commercial break in the middle of the match, came back from the commercial break.
And Matt Riddle is still kicking his ass.
Yeah. AJ did try and come back with some strikes, but, German suplex from Riddle, and we got a little more back and forth at that point. AJ was starting to wear on Riddle a little bit, so the match kind of was evening out a little bit, but it was not one-sided at all either way. The one guy would get some shots in, the next guy would get some shots in. It was actually the true definition of a little bit back and forth, but Riddle misses with the floating bro, and I forget how he got on the apron, and AJ gives him this just nasty brain buster to the inside.
Those guys are good.
But ultimately, there's a flurry of strikes. Matt does his, open palm like he's E Honda type thing, and then AJ does his standard, spin back fist type thing. And then Riddle tries to go for that floating kick, that AJ likes to do, that kind of lay back, pop up, like Pele sort of.
Yeah,
the Pele kick.
There you go. That is what it's called, yeah. Glad I got that one. Thanks, guys. Yeah, so he goes for the Pele kick. AJ stops that and goes for the calf crusher. Matt rolls that up into the bro mission. And then from there, AJ rolls him up for a pin. So it was it was another roll-up pin tonight. But it was actually one that revolved around a great match that led into a great wrestling sequence that came with a pin out of nowhere, kind of. So... that's the one time the man used that ball to success. But that's one of those, I don't really give him credit. That's just more of a broken clock is right twice a day sort of situations.
Yeah. And even after the match, it was he can't believe it. He lost. He knew he had it won because he won the first one. But veteran smart showed. But he earned AJ Styles' respect.
Yeah, almost. AJ looked like he was maybe doing a little bit of a face turn. He went over there and he actually put his hand up first to shake Matt's, and they shook hands. But while right there shaking hands,
boom,
Baron Corbin. Mr. Buzzkill himself comes out.
Oh, Baron Corbin, badass, man. Come on.
He hits the end of days on Mr. Riddle, and AJ just lets it happen. He whips his ass a little bit, then hits the end of days on him, and AJ just kind of bails out. It's like, well, it ain't my fight. I'm done.
He's done.
Yeah, so, but that's Riddle. That'll be Riddle's next
rivalry.
Next rivalry.
It's going to be a good one.
So, but that's how I go off the air, and that was this episode of Smackdown. It was better than the Raw Go Home show, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too.
But maybe that's just because it was shorter, and I missed 30 minutes of it at that. So just brevity is the soul of wit and charm, I suppose. But thank you guys so much for joining us.
Please like, share, and subscribe. Please.
What he said. We will get you a prediction video, hopefully before the pay-per-view's over. But with the way we edit.